Well, now my final slide. Oh, we seem to have come to the beginning again. Oh no. Advice on cardiovascular health. Eat lots of vegetables. Make sure you have plenty of vitamin C to stop the formation of nitrosamines. Chew your food well to give the enzymes a chance to convert the nitrate into nitrite. Don't spit it out. That's crucial. Don't spit it out. And above all, don't use an antibacterial mouthwash, because that will kill the bacteria who are doing you so much good. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tony. I'd like to ask the first question,
Sure.
if I may. This is, first of all, a retort for those of you who are unlucky enough not to be historians.
That's me.
I think there are lots of ways of doing history, and one of them is to look back and find old medicines for new. But I wonder whether you might address some of the issues that were raised by the historians yesterday about who owns the information and then what we do with it. Your recommendations at the end are just sort of general lifestyle recommendations, but what do you think you should do with that information? Is it something that is the property of public health? Should we be making, or should we be prescribing for everybody? Should we put it in the diet? What's your response to
Do you know, I haven't
the historians' questions?
I haven't the faintest idea what you should do with it. It's something which I've never really thought about, and I think it would be wasting your time if I tried to come up with an instant decision. Can I think about it, and maybe by the end?
Back to it later.
Yes, after any other questions which are slightly easier to answer. Yeah.
I have another historical question. Thank you very much for this. It was very clear. It's very nice to see someone who is a scientist really try to explain to us and also try to use history. My question is not really about nitrate and nitrite, but it's about the thing when you look at historical texts is that some things work very well. And as historians, we want to talk to you and help you to find those things. But other things are completely rubbish. So how, and I'd like you to say what you think about this, how does one sort the wheat from the chaff?
Well, I'll tell you how I stumbled across this. There was a meeting. When was it, Vivian?
2000.
2000, in which the Dunhuang medical manuscripts were being discussed, and I was sitting in the audience as a humble attender, and someone started talking about this, and I just heard about this the recent work on nitrate in the diet and how it might be hypotensive. And I heard someone talking about it, and they came up with a tentative explanation. I thought, no, that's wrong, they got it wrong. So I got John Moffat to do the translation of the Dunhuang manuscript, and I could see we could make it, in fact, it was far better in terms of understanding what was required than people had originally thought. And that's how it arose. If you take the other Dunhuang medical manuscripts, some of them, where there's a lot of nonsense. One of them is about stealing wives, isn't it? How to steal.
Yes, yes.
And it's a manual of adultery.
A long-term project to convince Tony of the value of stealing wives.
Is it really about
history in a different way?
Yeah, well, I know. I'm being
objection to this kind of history, but there are other ways which you can use history.
I'm being difficult about this. Because I think science is so wonderful that I want to overwhelm people with it. And history is wonderful as well. Yeah, yes. Sorry. Anyone.
It's interesting. I think science is wonderful as well. The sad thing is, if we look 20 years down the line now, ahead of us, what do you think the received doctrine is going to be? Is the received doctrine going to be nitrate's bad because there is a huge overwhelming welter of stuff out there on the net, Daily Mail, for example, that sort of idea, or is it going to be nitrates good, do you think? I mean, who's going to win this duality of good and bad?
You can't answer that question because it depends what's discovered between now and then.
Sure.
Science is like that. I think the idea that science is always relative, it never really makes progress, that's rubbish. The fact that we live longer because of what science has told us indicates that is not the case. But sometimes discoveries which no one had expected, the discovery of nitric oxide as the messenger molecule was entirely unexpected, got a Nobel Prize in 1998. It was considered that significant. And you can't say what will happen because we don't know what is going to occur in the next few years. So we just sit and wonder, and it's marvellous.
I'll take one more question.
Yes?
Can I just add that putting the gunpowder under your tongue and the nitrate going to nitrite, of course, is what one does with TNT for angina.
Yes. Yeah.
It's absorbed there.
Not TNT, GNT.
GNT, sorry.
GTN, sorry. Well, you can try putting TNT under the tongue if you want to.
It doesn't cure your... It's then, of course, goes straight down into your venous system, into your heart, straight up your arteries, into your coronary arteries, let's get this right, without going... But when you swallow, and therefore dilates the coronary arteries, if you swallow it, which is what they did at the end, then it goes into your stomach, it's absorbed, goes into the portal circulation where it's inactivated in the liver, so it isn't effective. So they got it right, keep it under the tongue.
Yes, well, but actually glycerol trinitrate works rather differently from nitrite. There's a different enzyme system. That's where I was being economical with the truth. And anyone wants to know about that, I love talking about it, and I will talk about it for at least half an hour without stopping, but that might be inappropriate.